even though I'm stubborn in some things, I can take advice. Just like you, Morgan.
Hey, no, I'm still a prick. Hey everyone, Morgan Carey here from Real Estate Webmasters. I am in the REW studio with Mr. Gary Ashton, number one in the world.
Actually, number one Remax team.
I'm sorry. Number one Remax team by closed commissions in
GCI,
the world.
Yep. 2018, yep.
That's congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate that.
That's amazing. So we're here on campus. It's been a little while since you visited. And
3 years, 4 years, was it?
You've been a while, yeah. We were shooting a TV show actually last time, but for Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
And now we have our own studio. What do you think?
It's kind of impressive, actually. I actually feel like I'm a bit of a movie star right here with all these lights, all these people, the audience. Hey, audience out there.
Hello.
This is very cool. Very cool.
All right. Well, we're really happy to have you. Gary, you're kind of unique. You're really big into sports marketing in your local market.
Yep.
Tell us about your teams. Tell us about your program, and how did this all come about?
So I think it was 2012. I think the Titans were advertising for a new general manager, and at the time the Titans had another official realtor. But what happened was that official real estate company went out the window. Their contract ended, and then that's when I became the official real estate team of the Titans. And so for me, it was all about how do we differentiate ourselves in the market. So there could only be one official real estate team of the Titans. So and to align yourself with the world brand, it's the NFL. So it's with Remax, a world brand.
Gives you some credibility.
I mean, essentially credibility, because there's only one official real estate team.
You must be good at what you do if you're able to land a deal with the Titans.
Exactly. And so for us, it is an ability to kind of work with some of these high-profile people, work with the owner, work with the general manager, work with the coaches. We work with a ton of the players.
Right. So, you obviously you have an accent. You're from England. Not a place that's known for its hockey team, and yet here you are in Nashville. Tell us about your hockey journey. I understand that you are managing broker, maybe Nashville's biggest fan. So, what's going on?
Yes, I obviously like hockey. I love hockey. I'm getting really into the sport. It's not a natural thing for me, but Deborah Beagle, business partner and managing broker, she is a hockey nut. So I have two really good friends from Justin Harver up in Calgary, Chris Lindahl in Minneapolis, both hockey nuts. And I said to them, Deborah Beagle knows her hockey. And they went, sure, she does. And then as soon as they met Deborah and started talking to her about hockey, they're like, she knows her hockey, damn. So, yeah.
Deborah Beagle, Remax's broker of the year, correct?
Yeah, broker owner of the year, single
Amazing.
office. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And so what are the Predators? What's going on with hockey? What do the Predators come into your marketing?
So we have the opportunity to become the official real estate team of the Nashville Predators January 1st, 2019. So we jumped at that opportunity. So that allowed me to be the official real estate team of not only the Titans, the Predators. So that's the same thing with the NHL, the NFL, two world-renowned brands. So we're now aligned with that. But we're also the official real estate team of the Nashville Soccer, which is USL right now. But in 2020, they become an MLS team. So we've kind of cornered the market on sports marketing in Nashville. We also do Topgolf. So Topgolf, if you're not from the US, it's essentially a driving range.
Okay.
And it's kind of like bowling, but for golf. So you have a bar. It's like a group activity. There's restaurants there. The Nashville Topgolf has a music venue. And so if you ever come to Nashville and go to the second level, I sponsor the whole second level. So it's Gary Ashton, Remax Advantage on the whole second level, which from our point of view, again, ties in perfectly because The Predators do watch parties there, so when they're playing away, they'll have bring everybody in to watch the game at Top Golf. So, and then we, for our demographic, we have ads, there's screens that show your scores. So in terms of our clients, it enables us to really promote our listings, which obviously generates more traffic to the site, which means we get more eyeballs for all our listings. So it's a way of differentiating ourselves from any other real estate team in Nashville, any other realtors, because nobody else has that opportunity to maximize their exposure of their clients' listings online, with the database of the newsletter that goes out to all the Preds fans, the Titans fans. So we're really maximizing the exposure.
That sounds powerful. So around Nashville,
Yep.
obviously, someone driving into town, someone driving around town, I think we've all seen them. Billboards. What's your strategy with billboards? How does that help your business, and how does that help your clients?
So I've got a couple of friends who've big into billboards. Them, obviously, Justin and
Justin Haver, Chris
Lindahl,
Lindahl, guys like
so I had some competitor that come into my market that was well known for doing billboards in his market. So I've been pushed by Justin and Chris for a couple of years to try and get into billboards. I was like, I don't want to do that. But every cloud has a silver lining. So I was pushed into kind of the best form of defense is attack.
Oh, yeah.
So I went and bought up all the billboards, available billboards in Nashville to essentially
block the competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the original plan anyways.
Correct. Yeah. So that's how I think we ended up getting the Predators. Because I think it was the CFO of the Predators wanted me to be part of the Predators because he saw how much we were doing in terms of advertising with the Titans. I mean, I'm socially active on Instagram and Facebook, always promoting our associations in a positive way. Yeah. And so the previous realtor was really doing none of that. So he wanted us to take over and see, because we're involved in the community. We donate to the Children's Miracle Network, which is a big thing with Remax. The Predators are really involved with Children's Miracle Network. So It was a perfect alliance for us. So now we're all working together to promote.
And all of that came out of a billboard, you think?
I think that was part of it.
Yeah.
The CFO knew of us like everybody else because of was it the radio? Yeah. Was it the billboards? Who knows? It's that jab. You never really know where the right hook comes from, but it was a combination of everything, I think, essentially.
Right. Internet marketing, obviously a big focus for you. You have probably the best presence online for any realtor, team, or brokerage in Nashville. Tell us about why internet marketing is so important to you and how you leverage that to help out your team members and your listing clients in terms of the internet.
Well, I think, the reason I got into online lead generation is because it naturally fit what I was interested in, which is I came from an advertising marketing background. I had a motel in Clearwater Beach, and then to maximize, again, our exposure, when the internet came along, I found we were one of the first ones to have a website. So then that's when I realized, well, instead of having a 3-fold brochure, I can now go online, I can create all these different pages for the different rooms and the views. And so I kind of got into the whole programming, like a really basic level, but enabled me to create extra pages. So when I got into real estate, that was one of the first things I did was to get a website. And then I was one of the first ones to do pay-per-click with Google. So this is when I was getting leads for a penny a click. And I remember...
the good old days.
Oh, I know. So that enabled me to really grasp that concept, which is speed to lead, which everybody knows about now. But so, and then I got the ability then to figure out, I think it was through Nashville.com at the time, they wanted me to take over their lead generation because they were getting, I think, 15 to 20 leads a day. So that's how the whole team developed. And so I obviously realized where most people, over the last 10, 15 years, where they've started their searches, they start online. Mm-hmm. That meant that I kept reinvested in with the REW sites, essentially, because we had such a good organic presence. So now, my competition is essentially Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, to some extent the Remax sites.
So there really is no competition for you other than big brands, other than big
franchises. But essentially, if you Google Nashville real estate, then Zillow, Realtor.com, I think Redfin maybe up there. So I'm competing with national brands essentially.
Right. So back to the question, because you have such a massive internet presence, right? Yeah. How do you leverage that presence to feed the team and build your business?
So, we're getting 100 registrations a day essentially. So
that's phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's the average. So some days it's 150. We're up there. So
you have a lot of leads to feed your team, I guess.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So for us, we're trying to attract agents that are hungry, but they're also wanting to take their business to the next level. Maybe a $5 or $6 million producer, and then they've hit that ceiling. How are they going to generate more business? So without being too arrogant about it, it's very hard for somebody to come in and compete on that level with sports marketing, because they can't. They're pretty much they're done. They can't do billboards. It's super expensive. So we got to that point where I've generated the money, and I'm reinvesting back in the billboards, the radio, so which generates more leads. So as an agent, and I think this is why we're getting people joining the team, because it's essentially, how do I compete?
You're doing all the hard work.
Yeah. So
and we're impossible to compete with.
And we're creating an environment which enables people to not have to spend money on lead generation. We've seen that, I think, that more and more agents are coming because they want to be part of something.
Right.
We're known to have a really good culture. We're really investing back in the agents, not just the team, but making sure that the actual agent develops in their whole career as a realtor. So I always used to say I can guarantee you a closing within 6 months. Mm-hmm. I don't know when it's going to come back. I can pretty much guarantee it. But we've got that down now to, I think, in the first year of real estate, if the agents follow and adopt our systems and do the training and really, what's the word?
Embrace.
Embrace. They're buying into our 6 figures. They're making 6 figures.
That's wonderful. We were having dinner last night with some of our friends. We had Justin Haver and Scott and yourself, and talking about the past. You've been with us now, I think, since 2003. Tell us a little bit about your real estate Webmasters journey.
2003. Yeah.
What brought us here? Why'd you find us, and where are we now?
I was talking to Scott about this. Was it you? Somebody back in 2002 or 3 was trying to get me to buy leads from him, and I think it was some guy that was using your site to generate leads, and then he wanted to sell them to me. And so I asked him to give me an example, and I looked at an example, and I saw on the bottom, was it SEO? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was before Real Estate Webmasters. It was actually SEOguy.com when I was. Yeah.
And so I thought, well, why don't I just do that myself? So, and I figured out how to get hold of you, and then
in my basement.
Yep, I think you was like 2 or 3 people working with you at the time or something, and then so then I thought, well, I'll just do this myself. So because I kind of had an interest in lead generation through online when I got my license. So and then we did a custom site,
and SEO.
Oh, I know. I was using Advanced Access.
Oh God,
remember Advanced Access?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So that was the way I was going, and then there was some other site I was using, and then we went to Real Estate Webmasters, and 2003 or 4, we did Nashville Buyers, and it was a custom site. And I always have this thing like, it's much better to talk face to face.
Yeah.
I sort of made the decision, I'm going to come up to Nanaimo. I couldn't even pronounce it back then because I wanted to sit down at the table with the designers and the programmers, Mikey back then, and you, and we sat down, we kind of sketched out what we wanted to do, and that was the birth of Nashville Buyers way back then. And then I think we were really advanced because that was a great site. And then there was a number of iterations, and it changed over the years. And then, now we got NashvilleRealEstate.com.
So we started doing SEO. I know you've brought it in house by now, but in the beginning, that was the big investment, big leap of faith to hire us to do your SEO.
I look back and think, what the heck was I doing? What was I thinking? Because most people will not throw money at something where they really don't know what the return is.
Right.
It's kind of like gambling. I'm not a gambler, but with real estate and online lead generation, it's like me, myself, Chris, Ryan, we're all spending money on lead generation, and it's a big gamble.
Yeah.
And I can't figure out why I did it, but I'm so thankful I did.
What do you think? It's been, let's see here, 15, 16. It's been almost 17 years. How many leads do you think from online have we done together in those years? Oh.
I used to be happy getting 15 leads a day.
Yeah.
So now we're up to like 150 a day.
150 on average, right?
Yeah.
That's just crazy. It's been a lot of fun. So we are here working on NashvilleRealEstate.com, super premium domain.
Yep.
What's the objective? What are you trying to do? What's the next step for NashvilleRealEstate.com?
I'm always trying to stay one step ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
In terms of technology, the user interface, you want to make things easy for people to find, for just taking things to the next level, which is a bit of a cliche. Mm-hmm. But I think we've always been at the forefront, incorporating things like virtual reality tours.
Right. Your app now has VR.
Yeah. So, we're always pushing that boundary. And there's going to be a few early adopters, but we're always trying to lead the charge.
Right.
And that's how we stay ahead of the competition, essentially.
Obviously, you dominate the online market in Nashville. There's no sense in anyone else trying. But outside of your market, what do you think someone should do if they want to develop a really awesome online presence?
To me, it's like you have to invest back in your site and continually push and innovate. So I always equate pay-per-click or SEO to building or renting. Mm-hmm. So your house, essentially you want to build your business on a strong foundation. Yeah. So that's like essentially like building a house.
Right.
So I don't want to rent all the time, but at some point, maybe I can't afford to build a house straight away. So you got to rent for a little bit, but you should always be putting money back into your business so you can actually then go out.
So PPC is renting, less risk, less cost, but less full long-term return.
Yeah,
SEO is...
You're there for as long as you have the budget, right? I'd say pay-per-click and then generate some money to put back into your search engine optimization. And, the first thing that you're going to rank for, hopefully, would be yourself.
Right.
And then snowball from there and create more content. All those things that everybody tells you to do. Content. But that's what I would do. I would reinvest back in yourself, which is your website. Mm-hmm.
All right, this is Mr. Gary Ashton, number one in the world. And I really want to thank you for coming by to the REW studio. And I am looking forward to building NashvilleRealEstate.com 5.0.